All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're looking at something pretty wild, a hypothesis called the Philfo Particle model. And what it tries to do is build this incredible bridge between subatomic physics, music, and, get this, human biology. It's a lot to take in, so let's get started. Okay, I know what you're thinking. A quote like this, it sounds complicated, right? Acceleration of sound managers. What does that even mean? Don't worry. We're going to break down the core ideas behind all this step by step, and you'll see how this very unique perspective starts to take shape. And this is really the big what if at the heart of it all. It's asking us to imagine a universe where the fundamental rules aren't just math, but maybe they're also musical and even biological. It's a pretty radical idea, and we're about to explore exactly how this theory tries to connect those dots. So, to really get this particle model, you have to start with the philosophy it's built on, which brings us to our first big question. What in the world is Phil's selfology? The key that unlocks all of this is the word Philfo. It's short for philosophology. And if you break it down, it's a mashup of philosophy, the self, and ology, the science of something. This mix is the bedrock for everything else we're going to talk about. Now, here's another really cool and crucial piece of the puzzle. Cymatics. It's basically the science of making sound visible, how vibrations create these beautiful geometric patterns. In the Philfo model, this isn't just a neat party trick. It's a fundamental force that shapes everything. Remember that idea, vibration creating structure? Because it's going to keep coming back. Okay, so we've got the philosophy down. Now it's time to meet the main characters in this cosmic story, the particles themselves. So the whole model really revolves around two brand new theoretical particles. First, you've got the Philfo particle. That's the star of the show. And then there's the Janus particle, which plays this super important supporting role as a kind of cosmic gatekeeper. Let's take a look at what they supposedly do. So what is the Philfo particle? Well, according to this hypothesis, it's the absolute core of the whole system. But it's not just some boring dot of mass. It's described with these really evocative words: glow, shine, shimmer, and shower. You're meant to think of it as this source of vibrant, energetic light. And that's where the Janus particle comes into play. Its job is to be a guardian. It creates what the theory calls a cosmic flip gate. And this gate is constantly locking and unlocking, all based on Earth's day and night cycle. And what's controlling the gate? You guessed it. It all comes back to cymatics, the principles of sound and vibration. Okay, this is where the theory gets really, really creative. This next part is all about how the model takes these super abstract physics ideas and turns them into something we can all relate to: a cosmic orchestra. The heart of this section is this incredible analogy. The model basically says that different particles and concepts act like specific musical instruments. So neutrinos are compared to a stringed instrument called the rabob. Axions are like the rhythm of the tabla drums. Even something as abstract as the void is given an instrument, the harmonium. It's this beautiful attempt to describe the universe not with equations, but with a symphony. And what's so cool is that the instruments aren't just picked at random. They come with deep cultural roots. The source material points out the rabob's history in the Gurmukhi tradition and the tabla's ties to the Indo-Persian Chishti order. So it seems like the theory isn't just trying to connect to music, but to history and culture too. So we've traveled from philosophy to a cosmic symphony. Now the theory brings it all the way down to Earth, or, more specifically, right into our own bodies. This is where the cosmic connects to the human. Now, this is a massive claim, so stick with me. The hypothesis suggests that the human body is way more than just a biological machine. It's an active, 5D biodynamo. What that means is, it's proposing that our bodies work like living, breathing biological particle accelerators that can interact with the Earth's own energy streams. So, how is this biodynamo supposed to work? Well, the model lays out this really fascinating, if pretty speculative process. It starts with the head, which is seen as the source of these 5D neutrino emissions. Then, guided by those cymatic principles again, the forehead supposedly creates 2D biomatter right out of the void. This energy then gets channeled through the arms, which are said to emit streams of both neutrinos and antineutrinos. And the grand finale? The body generates its own unique bioenergy and bioelectricity. All right, so the model connects these particles to our biology, but it doesn't stop there. For the final piece of this giant puzzle,
The theory zooms way out, linking the human body to the physics of the entire planet.
And this brings us to a really core idea in this model, that patterns repeat at different scales. So, just like the human body is proposed as a biodynamo, the Earth itself is seen as a much larger geodynamo. It's this idea that the same fundamental rules are in play, whether you're looking at a person or an entire planet.
So, what powers this planetary geodynamo? The hypothesis suggests Earth's core isn't just molten rock, but a natural ferrofluid. Basically, a liquid that can become supermagnetized. And that special property, according to the theory, is the key to how it guides the flow of neutrinos from the Earth. In this framework, Earth plays a really active role. It's not just sitting there. On one hand, it's like a mini sun emitting its own neutrinos from the core. But at the same time, it's constantly absorbing neutrinos that are flying in from deep space. And because of this dual role, the theory suggests Earth is the perfect reference point, the perfect lab for figuring out how other planets might work too. And just to give you a sense of the insane scale we're talking about here, the source material points out that our solar system is whipping around the Milky Way at an average speed of 828,000 kilometers per hour. It's just a mind-boggling speed. And this whole cosmic framework is designed to work on that massive galactic level. At the end of the day, the ambition here is huge. The Philfo model isn't just about us, or even just about Earth. It's trying to build a universal framework, a system of understanding that could, in theory, apply to any planet, any moon, or any star system out there. And that leaves us with one last big, thought-provoking question. For centuries, scientists have been on this quest for a single, beautiful equation that explains everything. This model makes you wonder, what if we've been looking in the wrong place? What if the grand unified theory we're all searching for isn't an equation at all, but a symphony?